what happened to Madison, and
Yeah.
is she okay?
She'll go get some imaging done probably today. She's in spirits. She's smiling. She's laughing. I'm sure it hurt like hell. Something like that has never happened to me, but she was tough as they popped it back into place. And, yeah, we'll see what imaging says.
You mentioned Friday, just you felt like the shooting would eventually come. I mean, was there a
Yeah.
who kicked the lid off the basket for you?
I thought early Mads got it going, and then, I mean, we made 4 of our first 5, and then I think we missed, 11 in a row. And then in the second half, at halftime, we talked about shooting it, but like at halftime, it was like more about get a paint touch and spray it out, whether it's a drive or a post feed. And so you're getting a rhythm shot and not catching something side to side. And I think Nia drove, Mads drifted corner. Nia put it right on the money. Mads got it going or got one to go, and it kind of just, I think Kiki hit one back to back, and it was just kind of got the lid off there.
What Tara did for you at the start of the second half, getting in the paint.
Offensive rebounds.
Yeah, providing some spark there.
Yeah, really good, especially in transition. I thought she did a good job of being patient and then taking her time there. A couple offensive rebounds, got a put back to go. And honestly, we were trying to warm her up with her back to see if she could go there. So kind of gutted it out. Then I thought Kiki's defensive pressure on the point guard there in the second half kind of helped us defensively.
I was going to say, I mean, when you started making shots, do you feel like that picked up your defense on the other end?
Yeah, it's amazing how that works, doesn't it? You wish that it would go the other way, but I think you find me a coach who can tell me the recipe there. I'd love to talk to him, but obviously when shots go in, energy gets, you start to breathe a little bit. You're not as tight on the defensive end, thinking, just I got to make this play. You're able to kind of breathe a little bit, and I think that kind of settled us down.
The significance of getting Big Ten win number 4, one more than last year, but also kind of potentially
one game at a time, Mike. We got to figure out how to get Iowa. Yeah.
Potentially, what could this mean for this club?
Yeah, I mean, it's we understand where we are in terms of trying to find our way into the Big Ten tournament. If we can control, we can control, and we've got 2 opportunities at home and 2 opportunities on the road, and right now the next step is a home game against Iowa and trying to figure out how to win that one.
Coach, back here, you kind of said one game at a time. Down the stretch, you got 4 games left to try and get into the Big Ten tournament, win these games. I guess what's critical in the day-to-day for this team to be playing their best and getting into the tournament?
Yeah, just keep believing, keep having joy about what you do every day. You kind of get into these dog days of February when, practices can be redundant and you're doing the same thing. And obviously practices get a little bit shorter this time of year, but you got to make sure it's still there because you're still showing up because you love it. You love your team. You love your teammates. And you're playing the game with a bunch of joy in your heart.
Yeah, Coach. All year you've kind of dominated the third quarter. It's kind of where you're able to make up some ground on opponents or pull ahead. What are you saying in the locker room at half to have?
I can't tell you that. No, honestly, it probably just depends on the game. Today the message was try to get into the paint and spray it out. I think the threes we hit in the first half were spray out threes. I think one was a skip. It kind of made a great back screen hammer for Mads on a skip on our first bucket. But Kiki got in the paint and sprayed it out to Mads, and that was put your head down. We had done a good job in dribble drive of getting middle, but really wanted to see if we could get anything going baseline and get a drift pass. A couple of them got knocked out of bounds, but I thought Nia in the second half did a really good job keeping her dribble alive and found Mads on the wing. It's just so much different as a shooter when the ball's coming to you and you're able to really step into it, and that was kind of the message there. The other message was we wanted to be aggressive defensively, but it just felt like we were always sort of there. We were sort of trapping. We were sort of in the help line, right? We were sort of I can't tell you the words I used because my mom and dad wouldn't be proud, but we needed to be a little bit different, and we were vastly different in the second half.
Nia Smith off the bench, I think at 11 points was plus 19. Just how valuable is she coming off the bench for you guys?
Yeah, she's been huge. Even when we started her, she was great. Just kind of hey, whatever the team needs. Had a really good film session with Mark after the Indiana game, and whatever it takes, I'm gonna do it. And just feel good that number 3 is gonna respond. She's just really stayed the course for us. Thanks, guys.